Lucky you, Taurus. This month, it's all about using one of your best qualities, your unique ability to summon and create pleasure wherever you are and in whatever you're doing, when you so choose. Hi, welcome to Zira's Journey. I'm Madeline. Glad to have you here, Taurus. So we're about to get into what's going on for you this month. But first we got to talk about your mission statement from Spirit, your little, your GPS, if we could say that, for the month. And this month, yours is play. And what Spirit said as soon as I looked at this card was there's something going on for some of you that is like, this used to be something that I was like a passion, perhaps something that started as like a passion project or a creative skill. And as you know, a smart Taurian does, along the way, you might have realized like, ooh, I think I could make like $1 or $2 doing this, or 4 or 5, or, you know, $1 million. And that's a beautiful thing. And congratulations on that for those of you who are in that position of I'm making some money doing something that is really important to me or gives me a lot of pleasure. Here's something important. For some of you, it might be coming to a place of it's been going well, but now maybe it's getting a little mechanical. Like, oh, this thing used to give me kind of a surge, but now it's becoming kind of a like, oh yeah, now I show up and I make the jewelry. Like, that's kind of what Spirit is showing me. You're like, yeah, I show up and I make the thing. If that's going on, no blame, shame, judgment. Especially, please try not to have blame, shame, judgment toward yourself. But this is the time to change things up, to make an effort to bring a little more playfulness, a little more pleasure, a little bit more of, you know, a child's mind or a student's mind. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see like a page or 2 in your reading, because that's the kind of energy that Spirit is showing me. We can get into a routine, and especially Taurus people, we're fixed people, earth people, right? So it's like, well, this is what I do. This is how I do it. And we can forget. So Spirit is asking you, like they said, it's like one of your best qualities is that that access and that sensitivity you have in your 5 senses, like the way that you want to make everything around you pleasurable, soft, welcoming, supportive, delicious, warm, earth things, right? The more you make an effort to do that, the more you make an effort to be present, the more you make an effort to do things without an outcome or expectation in mind. Like, and Spirit is saying, ask yourself this question, because of course we got to wash the dishes, right? We got to take out the trash. We can't always be playing or creating. Even in any activity that you're doing, there's a really great question to ask yourself, which is, how could I get the most possible enjoyment out of this activity? And then working on it, playing on it. Let me say it like that. Okay, keep that in mind as we get into the story for you in September. And for some of you, I just want to say, Taurus, because of course these are general readings, as you know, that, wow, beautiful. Just going to show you, I'll shuffle it back in, but this is jumping right out of the cards. Beautiful sign for you for the month. Some of you, it's just like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And we all know what happened to Jack, right? Did y'all see The Shining? Like, let's play. Take a break. Take a nap. Have a good meal. Probably prepare a good meal for a lot of you. Whether you consider yourself, I don't know why Spirit is saying the things I say. I can't control them. That's what they're here for. Whether you consider yourself a person who cooks, likes to cook, knows how to cook, or whatever, Spirit is actually showing me and saying, okay, this is about like getting the most possible enjoyment. This is about being mindful. That's what they're saying in the earth thing, right? And being playful, being creative, which are the same thing. If we're I'm not going to say doing it right, but if we're doing it well. And Spirit is saying the kitchen is a great place for a Taurus to get creative and playful and have some fun. You like food, you like following steps, and you like making something amazing. All 3 of those things you can do in a kitchen, right? So, and you know, yes, there's an outcome there, but if it's a disaster, you order Chinese. And it's still fun, and it's still enjoyable, and you still learn something. Child's mind, playful. Bring some playfulness in, because yeah, you're doing a lot. And I feel like that's why they're saying this. For a lot of you, it's like you're taking on a lot right now. And to kind of harmonize that, to balance that out, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Jane a dull girl. Jade, a dull non-binary person. We're not leaving anybody out. All right. All right, Taurus. Let's talk about September. Spirit. What do you want to share with Taurus people in the month of September for their highest good? Taurus sun, Taurus moon, Taurus rising, Taurus dominant folks. What do they need to know, Spirit, for their highest good? For their highest good, Spirit, this month. Where are they in their story? What's ahead? What's behind? What's the trajectory looking like? And what do they need to know about the past in order to move toward their best future? Spirit, what do they want to know, be aware of, orient themselves toward for their highest good? For their highest good, Spirit, in the month of September. Taurus. Just a couple more? Wow. Okay. That was easy. Let's talk about it. Got a bonus card here, Taurus. How about it, Spirit? What's in store? What's in store for Taurus? Change. Change. Yes. Yes. Okay, listen. When Spirit said, like, you're taking on a lot right now, you're doing a lot right now, and you're probably a little bit like, if not exhausted, still, okay, listen. We'll talk about it. Yeah, new approach. A new approach is required. There's been a pretty fucking significant, massive change. You've been through something. That's just what I'm feeling, Taurus. So here's you, center of your spread. King of Cups. Love to see it. Feeling like, despite, and I will say despite, because I see some stuff here and we'll get into it. I see you in a place of emotional strength. And actually with what I get when Spirit is saying that is like, you're probably also being strong for some other people. So despite any turmoil, despite any big changes, massive shifts, emotional breakthroughs and epiphanies and external events that may be a little bit tumultuous, you are quite balanced. You are quite tuned in. And I think that's really wonderful because you're making a very important decision this month. Really important decision, and it feels like it relates to, okay, for a lot of you, this is just what Spirit is saying is like, how long can I keep doing this? / how long do I want to keep doing this? Here's that exhaustion. Now listen, Taurus, this may be a card of exhaustion, but it's also a card of you're doing great, you're hanging in there, you're being very persistent, you're being very vigilant. Here's what's below that. What's going on within you, very Taurus energy. Transition, plodding ahead, slowly but surely. Plodding ahead, one foot in front of the other. Now here, crossing your reading. So we're doing a classic Celtic cross, right? Here's your King of Cups. This is what's crossing you. Ooh-wee. Death. Change. Closing a door. Walking through it. Shutting it behind you. Chapter. Ending. New beginning. September itself may be the new beginning because I will just jump right to your past. So this is your past, okay, Taurus? Nothing to be afraid of. Tower. This already occurred. Now I'm hearing a few different things. I'm hearing for some of you, it was like illness in the family. Unexpected, strong, or like scary or important, like, and just tower. A switch flips. Everything seemed fine and then shakes apart. So for some of you, family illness. For some of you, relationship dissolve. And for some of you, job situation, work situation, financial or living situation dissolved. Like something changed and changed massively. Not just like, oh, I'm switching from coffee to tea. No, like this part of my life is over. The way that I have to live now is a different way. And Taurus, with your fixed ass, Spirit never ceases to amaze me that they came in with, hey, remember to play. Hey, remember to make time for things that have no expectation of outcome or money making or whatever. Do things that feel good. And I'm a little worried about you, Taurus, because looking at your future, 10 of Wands, carrying the burden. It's the continuation of this story, right? It's like if we keep going the way we're going. And I want to pull one more. I'm hearing a couple different things, so I just want to pull one more, Taurus, to get a little clarity on that. Spirit, can you tell me a little bit more about what this 10 of Wands feels like for Taurus? Ooh. Wow. It's the Taurus card. What do you know? The Hierophant. Okay, so this is what Spirit is saying, is some of you are working your way up through the ranks. And for some of you, it's either been time or it's time now to change the organization entirely. Death, the Tower. That's for those of you that maybe the job dissolved, or even something occurred that like even a breakdown, like adrenal fatigue. I'm hearing a few different things where it's like, this is too much for me. This is too much for me. And for others of you, and these are the ones I'm a little more concerned about, and it's concern, Taurus. I know you're fine. I know you're strong. I know you make your decisions. You got your reasons. But I'm a little concerned that some of you are going to try and maybe succeed at sticking through something that's not great for you. Here's what Spirit just said. And you're going to know if this applies to you, Taurus. If this doesn't resonate, then that's for some other Taurus. So don't even worry about it. But Spirit's always going to bring through what is most needed. Spirit is saying, those of you who are going to resonate with this, the phrase is, there's no end in sight. Like, this job, the way that you're being treated or paid or not paid well enough or whatever, Spirit is saying something, which is this. What if it never changed? What if this is what it is? If in your mind it's like, okay, and then I'll get this position, and then once I'm there, like, these things will fall into place or whatever. Like, if I just keep going, if I just, bull, fixed sign, brick wall, like, if I just push hard enough, I'm eventually gonna break through that shit. And like I said, Taurus, I don't fucking doubt you. Like I said, some of you will continue to try, and some of you may even succeed. Some of you feels pretty fucking Sisyphus, you remember, with the rock, pushing up the hill, sliding back down, starting again, feels a little like that. If you feel like that, please trust, like, that shitty feeling. And I know it sucks, so it doesn't give me any pleasure to tell you, like, hey, that shitty feeling you have, that little, like, niggling thought in the back of your mind that's like, ooh, I think that's me, like, that's me in this relationship. Same question. What if it never changed? What if they never changed? You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, and Lord Jesus, I'm just going to pick up and show you, Taurus. The potential. These are a lot of strong fucking cards. The potential. 3 of Swords. Here's where you currently find yourself, and that's potential. Doesn't have to be that way. Everything. Tarot is great like a weather report. You get to decide what you do with the weather, right? Stay indoors, go out, take an umbrella, bundle up, whatever. This does not create your future. You create your future. But it's really important to make a decision. Where you find yourself, 2 of Swords. Of 2 minds about something, not wanting to make a wrong decision, so maybe not heading in either direction, or alternatively, in the Taurus sense, being like, nope, there are no other options. This is all I can do. This is it. I'm right here. This is it. No blame, no shame, no judgment. But I just want to say, 2 of Swords, just the same way the 9 of Wands natural progression can go to the 10 of Wands unless we make a change. The natural progression of the 2 of Swords, unless we make a change, is a 3 of Swords situation. Disappointment, loss, because we aren't making a clear, open, honest movement, right? If you know that you're doing the right thing and that this is what you want and you're on your way and you're willing to break through this wall, awesome. Do that. Make time for play in between that. If, alternatively, you're like, I do need to be dropping a couple of these wands, maybe all of them, whatever. Like, whatever it is, I need to make a change. If you know that to be true, then change, like making a change, the energy of the universe is on your side. The energy around you, the magician, inspiration, lightning rod, like aha moment, eureka moment. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to change. This is the pivot. This is the direction. And Spirit just said, this is the finishing move. So for some of you, it's like, haha, this is the finishing move. Ka-cha. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But it's like, what they mean is, for those of you that are like, yeah, I'm pushing really hard and I want to get to this place. It's not a fool's errand or a Sisyphean, whatever. Speaking of Sisyphean tasks, my phone repeatedly dying and lying to me about the storage. I know it's lying to me. Don't tell me different in the comments. All right. So Taurus, for some of you, taking that time to play, taking that time to look at things a little differently, try something new, see how you can reconstitute and recombine your different skills, your different perspectives, but from a fun place, from a creative place. That might be your finishing move to get to that done. I can drop my 10 wands. I've taken them all the way to where they are supposed to go. And believe me, I get it, Taurus. I get it. It's appealing. It's appealing, the thought of being able to take something all the way. And for those of you who are feeling like it's time to make a change, trust that. Either way, key and conclusion to your reading, Taurus. The real point is to make the right decision. Justice. And when I say make the right decision, I mean make the authentic decision, the aligned decision. If something sounds nice when you say it out loud and it looks good on paper, as they say, and it sounds good in the ears and looks good in the eyes of the public, that's nice. How does it feel for you? How do you feel inside? If it feels nice to say yes because of all these things, if you need to make a list of things, that might be your first sign of trouble. That's what Spirit is saying. Like, if you got to make a list of reasons, that might be the problem. You know when you're aligned with something because you have like a hell yes, full body. Talk about being present. Talk about like really feeling what you feel and playing and taking breaks and being aligned with yourself. If something feels right, it feels right all the way. And if it feels wrong, it can feel wrong just a little tiny bit of the way, and that's the fucking trick, isn't it? Like, it can feel just a little bit wrong. Sounds great, feels a little bit wrong. Trust yourself. Really important that you make a clear-headed decision. 4 of Swords, reminder, you have 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords as a potential, 4 of Swords as the key. Let's get your mind right. Get your thoughts straight. Take breaks, take naps, make time to clear your head. You know, when you have as much structure in your life as you do, Taurus, you really need to balance it out with space. And now Spirit is bringing to mind a book I'm currently reading, and maybe this is for you, Taurus. Maybe this is something, maybe this would be a nice book club for you. The book is called The Well Life. And the idea within the book, I won't go into it and belabor it, you can Google, is harmonizing 3 things: sweetness, structure, and space. So you've got structure out the fucking wazoo, it looks like, for most of you. Won't apply to all of you. Some of you are going to have Pisces placements or Gemini placements that make it a little less cohesive. But that book is all about bringing a little more harmony into your life, doing things intentionally to, as I said, bring more pleasure into everything that you do. If you approach things this month from that perspective, not like I can get through this. Let me say also, Spirit is saying, whatever it is you do, whether it's creative or not, when we're approaching anything with the energy of like, I just want to get, like, let me just get this over with, or I can get through this, I can do this, I can get through this, that energy goes into whatever the thing is, the presentation, the work, the feel. You want to have an attitude as much as you can, authentically speaking, of what can I do to get the most pleasure possible out of this? How can I bring play to this? How can I bring fun and sensory input to this? Wow, it's like a whole ass motorcycle rally running by my house. This is interesting. What does it mean, Taurus? What does it mean? You know what it makes me think of is in this deck, the Chariot is represented by someone on a motorcycle. So you might very well be on your way. Huh. That was fun timing. All right, Taurus, let's call it there. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I'm very curious how this came through for y'all, so if you feel so inclined, please feel free to share questions, comments, stories, anything that's resonating or not resonating with you. I'm always curious. Thanks again for being here with me, Taurus. If you ever want to get a personal reading, or if you want to keep hanging out and chatting, I've got Discord, I've got a Patreon, I got a way to make appointments, I got all the things in the little box below. Thank you, and if I don't see you in one of the vlogs, then I hope I see you in your October reading. Bye, Taurus.